early life and introduction to football. Fan Zhiyi was born on November 6, 1969, in Shanghai, China. From a young age, he developed a love for football, which was rapidly growing in popularity in China during the late 1980s and early 1990s. Raised in Shanghai, he began his football journey with the local youth teams, eventually joining the prestigious Shanghai Shenhua Football Club's youth academy. Known for his defensive skills and versatility, Fan quickly rose through the ranks and made his professional debut at a young age. Fan's early years at Shanghai Shenhua laid the foundation for what would become a distinguished football career. His strong defensive abilities and leadership qualities earned him a regular place in the starting lineup, and by the mid-1990s, he had established himself as one of the top defenders in the Chinese Zhiyi League. Rising to prominence, early domestic career. Fan Zhiyi's professional breakthrough came with Shanghai Shenhua, where he played for the majority of the 1990s. During his time at the club, he was an integral part of their defense and contributed to the team's successes in the domestic league. His performances helped Shanghai Shenhua secure the Chinese Zhiyi League title in 1995, a significant achievement for the club at the time. His consistent performances also earned him a reputation as one of China's top defenders, garnering attention from clubs both domestically and abroad. Throughout this period, Fan established himself not only as a defensive powerhouse but also as an attacking threat, capable of scoring goals from set pieces. This combination of defensive solidity and offensive contribution made him one of the most well-rounded defenders in Chinese football. Move to Europe and international breakthrough. In 1998, Fan Zhiyi made a historic move to Europe, becoming one of the first Chinese players to play in one of Europe's top leagues. He signed with Crystal Palace in the English First Division, now the Championship, joining Zhiyi as one of the trailblazers for Chinese footballers in European leagues. Fan's time in England was marked by his strong defensive performances, and he quickly adapted to the physicality of English football. His ability to perform at a high level in Europe was a major milestone in Chinese football, helping to open doors for future generations of players. Fan played in a variety of defensive roles and occasionally contributed to the attack, showcasing his versatility. His leadership on the pitch also saw him captain the team on several occasions, further solidifying his position as one of the most influential figures at Crystal Palace during his stint. In addition to his time at Crystal Palace, Fan had stints with Dundee in Scotland and Cardiff City in Wales. His time in Scotland was particularly successful, as he continued to excel in defense and even scored important goals. His international exposure in Europe helped to raise his profile as one of the top defenders in Asia during the late 1990s and early 2000s. International career and key achievements. Fan Zhiyi's international career is perhaps the most defining aspect of his legacy. As a key figure in the Chinese national team, Fan represented his country in numerous international tournaments, including the AFC Asian Cup and the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Fan's most significant international achievement came in 2002 when China qualified for the FIFA World Cup for the first time in the nation's history. Fan, as the captain, played an essential role in China's successful World Cup qualification campaign, which culminated in their appearance at the 2002 FIFA World Cup in South Korea and Japan. Although China did not progress beyond the group stage in the tournament, Fan's leadership and defensive skills were invaluable during the campaign. The World Cup qualification remains one of the high points of his international career. Apart from the World Cup, Fan also competed in 3 AFC Asian Cups, 1992, 1996, and 2000. His performances in the 2000 edition were particularly notable, as China reached the semi-finals before losing to Japan. Fan's contributions in these tournaments, alongside his leadership, made him one of the most respected players in Asian football during his time. Fan Zhiyi's individual accolades are a testament to his prowess as a player. In 2001, he was named the AFC Player of the Year, a prestigious award that highlighted his influence on both the domestic and international stages. This accolade was a reflection of his all-around abilities as a defender, his leadership, and his technical contributions to the national team and his clubs. Return to China and domestic career. After his time in Europe, Fan returned to China in the early 2000s, where he continued to play for Shanghai Shenhua. His return to domestic football was marked by his experience and leadership, as he played a key role in the revitalization of the club during a transitional period. Fan's influence on and off the pitch was immeasurable, and he continued to contribute to the team's success, even though he was past his prime as a player. Fan also briefly played for Shanghai International, later Shanghai Zobon, in the Chinese Super League, where he took on the role of player coach, passing on his experience to younger players. However, his playing career slowly began to wind down, and Fan retired from professional football in 2005. Post-retirement and legacy. Following his retirement from playing, Fan Zhiyi shifted his focus to coaching and mentoring the next generation of Chinese footballers. He has occasionally worked in managerial roles, including a brief spell as head coach of the Chinese national under-23 team. Fan also remains an influential figure in Chinese football, frequently appearing as a commentator, pundit, and ambassador for the sport. Fan's legacy as one of the most prominent figures in Chinese football history is unquestionable. His career is marked not only by his achievements on the pitch but also by his role as a pioneer for Chinese football in the international scene. He was one of the first Chinese players to play in Europe, and his leadership helped China secure its only World Cup qualification to date. Fan Zhiyi is widely regarded as a football icon in China and continues to inspire future generations of players. His contributions to both club and country have solidified his place as a legend in Chinese football, and his story remains a source of pride for fans of the sport in China and beyond. 87 Source 88 Source